What's going down, everybody? So check it out, dude. This is Tuesday. I dropped the hectic weekend video yesterday, which would have been Monday. Now, I'm back at DIY Dad's shop. We're gonna jack the car up. We're gonna put it on jack stands. We're gonna blow the wheels off of both sides, but we're gonna mainly do the passenger side so we can see, you know, what damage occurred. Now, I am gonna drop the 2 clips in this video showing the 2 bushings we were going to replace on the lower control arms. We got one done. I'll show you the bushings, kind of give a little context to the video we were trying to do Saturday. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, man. So check it out, dude. We're over here at DIY Dad's shop. We got another suspension. Man, dude, I'm all mind boggled today. Y'all just hang with me.
we live here right now.
Yeah, it's like every weekend right now. So we need to do the lower ball joints and upper control arms on the 03 Hemi Ram, but you got to understand, dude, my son only drives that thing like twice a week and they're not in that bad of shape. We just had them, so we're gonna do it. Now, DIY Dad called me today and he was like, look, son, my car is squeaking and popping bad, and if you go back to the CV axle video, the last clip, it was popping and squeaking. So he thinks he's figured out where it's coming from, and I'm gonna show you what we got and what we're gonna get into. Now, before we start that off, it is a 2006 Acura TL with a 3.2 liter V6 VTEC. Nailed it. So I'm gonna show you the bushing we already pulled out and the new one we're gonna put in. He just went down to the parts house. I think it was like $30 a piece. So let's jump into this real quick. So here's the old one, and then here's the new one. They are identical, right? Diameter, but look at how off this one is, right? It's off centered. And then if you flip it over, the same, it's even worse. So if you look down it, it's crooked. Now, DIY Dad had told me that it felt and sounded like something was binding. Now, them bushings go on the lower control arm, which we'll show you on the driver's side. And it would make sense for if it was twisted like that and pushed down, it would kind of bind. Plus, I'm gonna show you what it's done to the tire. And we have already replaced everything under this front end. Upper control arms, ball joints, inner and outer tie rod ends.
There's a month.
Everything. So, let's look at this tire real quick. Man, I'm getting a little etchy. Let's look at this tire real quick, and then we're gonna jump into the other side.
That's a month's work. So
this has happened in 1 month. Is what my dad's saying, dude. 1 month it wore down, and this is a good tire. Look at that.
Was.
Look at that tread. Well, everything failed Saturday night. So I'm gonna walk over here. I'm gonna show you where the control arm hit and kind of give y'all a little idea about how far he did get and why I say he was going so slow. And then we'll jack it up. Then we'll see what's going on. And then that'll be that, man. So y'all sit back and relax, enjoy the content, and here we go with another one. So here it is, man. You can see the scratch where his lower control arm hit. Now, we're gonna walk over here, dude. I'm gonna show y'all that it's only about, not even really a football field. So you see his car sitting there next to that silver truck, that silver Ford. So that's how far he got. So, with that, we're thankful that he wasn't on the road. Nobody got hurt, and I don't believe the car got hurt that bad either. So I'm gonna get it jacked up, get the wheels blown off of it, and then we'll see where we're at and what he has to buy to get it fixed. Man, I guess when we picked it up with that forklift and set it back down, that ball joint went back in. So this is what it looks like before I take the wheels off. I'm taking both wheels off. We're leaving it on the jack stand. Man, I gotta take both wheels off. They'll still them, dude. So I'm gonna show you this side so you have a little idea. I know y'all have seen it a few times, a few videos, you know how it goes. So even with looking at this side, it looks good. Now, I'm gonna blow this other wheel off, and then we're gonna see what kind of catastrophe we got going on. Here, Dad, hold that, man. Let me get this. Let me put this glove on, dude.
You recording?
Yes, sir. man. Here we go. Look at that, dude.
Oh.
It demolished that CV axle. So what I'm really curious about is I want to make sure that this thing didn't hit anything and mess it up, right? So it looks, I need to get a hammer and try to re-separate this ball joint. That axle has been in on something, Dad.
What?
Yeah, it's a hose or something there, I don't know. All right, guys, give me a second. This is what we got. So it's a little messed up here. It got his inner fender. I think it creased his fender right here. Now, I'm gonna try to get this ball joint to re-separate because this shaft is in a bind, the axle shaft, and I need to get it free. So far, it doesn't look like anything's leaking, and he's only out a CV axle and a lower ball joint. Well, 2 lower ball joints. And then let's look at the inside of this rim. Oh yeah, it got that rim good here. And let's roll it around here. And then right there. So I don't know, he's gonna have to take that to a tire shop, man, to see if this is balanceable or if it knocks it out of warp, or, you know, I'm not really sure, guys. That's really not my specialty. So let me see if I can get this lower ball joint separated, get that axle freed up, and we're gonna see what we can do from there before we get too carried away with it. Upon further inspection, man, here's the ball joint right here. There's the boot for it. To show you that it completely come out of there. There it is, right there. Now, another thing that we noticed, we are going to take that CV axle out of there. And I'll give y'all a better shot before we end it. But look at how it overstretched that strut so much. We're gonna have to buy a new strut also. So let me get this CV axle out of here. We'll get another shot. We'll wrap up what we know we gotta buy to get it going. All right, now that we got it out, it is a mess in there, man. That CV axle grease went everywhere. So we still have to beat that off, right? Which I do not believe that shaft will be bent because that brace is right there at the end of it. Now, I'm gonna pull this out. There's our ball joint. There's the one we gotta replace. We're gonna do both sides. The top of that shock, I mean, that thing got stretched out, dude. So the wheel was like this all the way, right? It was turned all the way out like that. So we're gonna have to get a strut, 2 lower ball joints. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, if we put it back together and it's still popping, I'm gonna have to tell Dad to get upper ball joints too, because they don't look like they're in the best shape anymore. And one more thing with that. So, now that we are wrapping this video up, these are Moog ball joints. And I'm gonna tell DIY Dad to go with the Mevo Tech, I think is how you say the name. So Moog, you got one more shot, big dog. I put y'all on my white truck and I'm gonna put you on the blue truck. If something fails, I'm done with the brand. We'll go to Mevo Tech and see how good they do. Now, with the damage report done, let me show you the CV axle. So it looks really bad, guys, right? But all that happened was just like the demonstration I showed you in the CV axle video, it pulled all the way out and just twisted the boot off, right? It just makes a mess because it's full of grease. So, you know, it looks really bad, but it's not that bad, and it's definitely fixable. So you have to take the good with the bad and the bad with the good. That's the only way you can do it, man. That's how life works.
Could have been a lot worse.
So with all that, guys, y'all keep living the dream, doing your thing. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go to the house. I just want to get this video and see what we're working with. It's probably gonna be Saturday. We're gonna be out here tearing it down and rebuilding it. And that'll be that. So with all that, keep living the dream, guys. Doing y'all's thing. Like and subscribe. Always drop your boy a comment and let me know how you're doing. And I'll catch you on the flip side.